Shall I start, sir?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. On behalf of HNM Pro Academy, I warmly welcome you all to the third webinar on role of industry internship in nurturing future-ready food professionals. I extend a special welcome and heartfelt gratitude to the founder of HNM Pro Academy, Professor H.N. Mishra, sir, whose vision and guidance continue to inspire and shape our initiatives. Today, we are honored to have with us Dr. Rohit Upadhyay, Director of Connected Innovations at Tata Consumer Products Limited. He brings over a decade of experience in leading science-based R&D innovations for global food and beverage giants such as Nestle and General Mills. Dr. Upadhyay is an accomplished leader with expertise in process flavors, lipid chemistry, and open innovations. His work has contributed to the success of well known brands like Maggi, Nestle, and Nature Valley. With 8 international patents and 30 plus high impact publications, Dr. Upadhyaya sir is truly a pioneer in translating food science into consumer centric and sustainable innovations in the food sector. We are privileged to have him with us today to share his insights on how industry internships can bridge the gap between the academic knowledge and real world expertise, preparing the next generation of food professional. Over to you, sir.
Yes, Rohit.
Well, thank you, Spandana, for the nice introduction and really welcoming all those who have joined on the Saturday evening. Welcome you all. First of all, thank you so much, Professor H.N. Mishra and the whole team of HNM Pro Academy, who is working really hard to get this thing going. I feel really privileged and proud to be presenting here. It seems to be an alma mater. It's like a homecoming all the time whenever I get to speak on these platforms and share my experiences and knowledge with all the young lads. It's really heartfelt, and the words can really not explain all the good feelings that I have today. So thank you so much again for presenting me this opportunity. In my experience of over a decade now in food industry and also in academia in different positions, I have just tried to kind of summarize my experiences, which I found that the young students can found some areas of synergy and some enthusiasm and encouragement to propel into the new dimension of food technology, which is now all AI driven. So allow me to share my screen and I will take you through some of my thinking thought process that I have converted into a presentation in next maybe half an hour or so.
Yes.
uh, just confirming if you can see my screen.
Yes, it is
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for confirming. So the topic that Professor H.N. Mishra has asked me to kind of share with all of you is how does an industry internship can nurture future of food technology professionals in India. I believe it is a journey right from an intern to becoming an expert. And how does I have traveled through this? Well, I'm still far away from becoming an expert, but the journey has been quite a one. So it will be a privilege to kind of share my thoughts on this subject matter. Maybe before we delve deep into the food industry internships, let's also decode the internships, the what's, the whys, and the hows of internship. um, I think the what most of us are already aware of. Many young students that comes to me, and also they keep on posting and writing to me the internship. But one thing which is very clear in their mind is it is a gateway to a job, a prospective career in the food industry. But I think it is not just limited to that. They're also very young students, and very enthusiastically they explain me why they want to go to the internship and how they want to you know cover their internship. So whenever I get to speak to them, I always get intrigued, with their thought process, and I always compare, when I was of their age versus the generation which is now. I think there is a big difference in the thought process, thanks to all the information which is easily available on the mobile phones, on your laptops, through AI. The students are much more aware. But whenever I kind of hear their conversation, I always think of, how can we summarize or how can we decode the internship. So uh, this is how I probably try to summarize it. Different people have a different meaning of the internship, but as a young student, or maybe a mid-career professional, or maybe a full-time professional, everyone needs an internship. But if I focus more on the students, there are certain things which a student typically look into when they are going for the internship. So one thing which is very clear in the student's mind is the goal, where they want to go. Most of the time it is a prospective job opportunity, but many of time there are also surprises when they talk about what kind of career they want, what kind of skills they want to develop, what kind of a knowledge they want to develop. Also interestingly, few people, whenever they interact with me, they are always asking me, they want a specific mentorship from me, because when they have gone through the career progression, they feel very proud and they want to kind of transfer the same journey. So that gives you a sense of satisfaction also, but equally kind of responsibility, that how you can help those people kind of do well in their career progressions. Some people want to do it for the practice, they know certain skill sets, but they want to continue to improve it. They also want to do for it the practice. As I said earlier, there are people who are always on the lookout for the good opportunity, which is absolutely the end game of an internship, to find an opportunity. But also a student must need to aware of all these platforms that they need to kind of gain before they get into any opportunity. And of course the training, few people are also coming up with the training purpose, like uh, uh, the people who are in the academia at a very good position, they also come back to the industry for a specific skill sets. So I always believe the internship is a vital bridge between an academic learning, which you do in your universities, in your institutions, and then the practical applications which is happening in the food industry. So this is the way I look at internship, and I try to summarize it based on the questions and the feedbacks that I continue to receive from students. It is very very important to bridge the gap between the academia and industry, and I think industry internship is one of the way of doing it. And if you look at why it is so important, because industry internship kind of give you a real world exposure. When the students kind of immerse in the food processing and the quality control environment, which are very very restrictive as well as very very informative, it helps them bridge the gap between the theory and the practice. I also understand the fact that not all the academic institutions and universities in India are having the state of art facilities, but the books are there where students learn, but it is difficult for them to imagine how does it actually works. So that is why food industry internship is important. It also gives them enhancing, it also enhance their professional competence, because students get to meet with industry expert, understand their ways of working. They kind of shadow them in their day-to-day job, and that actually help them build themselves as a professional. It fosters the innovation and the critical thinking. Students tend to given task which actually kind of put them onto their feet, on their toes, to think of innovation, something which is out of the box, something which is out of the books, something which is like an out of the syllabus. And that's how you develop a critical thinking. All these kind of a challenging task, and the performances that came out of it actually helps you become a better professional. So that's why industry internship is very very important. And finally, I think what I have seen, that the trends which is coming into the industry is something which is not only driven by the academia but more by the consumers. So when a student get to interact with industry expert, they get to know a lot about industry trends, something through which they can also build up their research career. If they want to go back into the academics, build a good research career, they have a good understanding of how does an industry works, what they want, and what are their expectation for the future. So all these kind of small things help a student, whether he is an industry professional or it is going into academia, helps them gain a full perspective of how does the food industry works. Coming to the core benefit of the internships, there are a lot of benefits a student can get from the internship, provided they plan their internship very well ahead. And of course that planning comes with a lot of talking to the people who have been into this journey or who are professionals in this field. uh, Real world exposure and application of the knowledge that they have gained into the academia, like as I said earlier, the hands-on industrial experience. The students get to learn a lot of in theory, but they tend to kind of get confused many a times, because something which is in theory does not comes very easily into understanding the real world scenario. So that's where the hands-on training helps, and that actually bridge the gap between the concept that they learn in the academia and their practical applications. Cross functional team working, this is one of the most important aspect of a food industry internship. Managing a cross functional team, managing your stakeholders, this is something which is more about people management, process management. This is something which a student cannot just learn through academia. This is something which a student learn probably by involving in multidisciplinary activities. For instance, if you are in a university, you tend to take part in multiple activities. Just imagine in that way you're managing multiple internal stakeholders. But when you get to go into the food industry, you get to work with different functions like R&D, production, marketing, supply chain, sourcing, quality, regulatory. So you get to know their way of working, their thinking, and most importantly, how do you manage people to people interaction and day to day interaction, which is the ultimate for any food industry professional. That thing, if you are able to learn early in your career, that makes your thought process and mindset absolutely bang on for food industry. Enhance problem skills, this is something most of the students are already aware about, but industry give you a different challenge. The challenges that you have never seen of, never heard of, and never thought of. uh, while in my PhD days, I tend to imagine, many a times we are working on a problem, that is the end of a problem and we have found a good solution. But now when I came back to industry, I realize when we were in our academic days, the problem that we used to see, it is actually a start of a new question for industry. So from there, another set of challenges used to emerge, and we kind of solve it. So yeah, so that actually gives you a lot of problem solving abilities and overall enhance your critical skill sets, which is very very important. This is another way of looking into why industry internship is important. Some of the key skills which is ready relevant to food industries include the quality and regulatory, for instance, something which is related to the FSSAI regulations, and going very deep into it, understanding each and every product about its standards, its rules, regulations, implementations, HACCP, ISO certifications. There are multiple. If you go into it, there are deep and deep layer of it. So in theory, we just kind of imagine it, we kind of read it, but it is very hard to kind of realize it unless and until you have stepped into a food industry and seen those things actually implementing. So that kind of skill sets typically are developed when you are in a food industry. Product development projects, which is again very very important. We understand that in academic settings we understand a lot of theoretical concepts, a lot of fundamental understanding about, for instance, carbohydrates, proteins, use of additives, emulsifiers, etc. But how does those things help design a proper recipe and then scale up to the commercial levels, is something that you understand when you are doing a product development. Not only that, you also look into things like the cost management, the sensory attributes, and the nutritional profile of the product that you are developing. So together with all these holistic approach, you get to learn a lot during this, and you develop a lot of technical skills in your industry. Communication and teamwork, which I also mentioned earlier, but this is something which is extremely important for a young student to develop very early in their career. Communication always stands out. If you have a good communication with cross functional team, you have a good presentation skills, and you also bring a lot of clarity whenever you speak, whenever you comprehend your thought process. That always gives you an edge, and that only comes with a practice. In industry, you as a in the student intern will get to present your work, get to interact with team in different forums. Well, that set the stone, that basically help you analyze what you have done and present in a way an industry is requiring. So that kind of a thought process helps you build an overall persona of a food technology professional, and that skill is not only in the food technology, it is applicable everywhere you go. So that is always a standout for any kind of industry internship, or for that matter even if you work in the academia. Team work and the collaboration, you get to work with a lot of stakeholders, you involve in a lot of internal meetings, get aligned, take steps which are win-win for your company's goals and directives. So that kind of a collaborative culture always helps a young student or a young intern to kind of understand the nitty-gritties of how does a project management works. Networking and the employment opportunity, this is something which student is always interested in when they approach for an industry internship. So industry networking is something that helps students bridge that gap, and internship help you do the industry networking. You get to meet with a lot of people who are subject matter expert in their field. You get to meet with a lot of people who can be a good mentor, a supervisor for your career guidance, and also for the future job references. You tend to see a lot of recruitment and the job opportunities happening in and around you, because you are becoming a part of that circle who are always on that kind of a scenario. So that actually helps you put up your feet into the right path. Career exploration, when you are in an industry, when you're talking into the subject matter expert and a lot of mentor, you also kind of imbibe their thought process, and with that you actually help, it actually helps you visualize what kind of a career path a particular stream will have. For instance, you're talking to a professional who's a quality expert, so we'll get to know what does a quality expert do in day to day job and what are its career progressions. Likewise it is for a product development guy, likewise it is for a science and technology guy, or a supply chain or a sourcing guy. So this kind of a career exploration happens when you get to talk with a lot of people while you are on your internship. And of course, resume enhancement. While you are in an industry internship, you get to learn a lot of new skills, whether it is docile or non-docile. You get to learn a lot of things which you can always put up in your resume, and you can effectively speak about it, which always gives you a competitive edge over the others. Um, while I told about the benefit of the food industry internships, nowadays AI is everywhere, and food industry internships is also something which is not untouchable by AI. For instance, in this particular table I kind of summarized different domains in food industry where AI driven technologies are being used, and what are the typical key skill sets which one should learn or should aim to learn, and what kind of industry internship role they can aspire for. So that kind of a summary I have kind of made in this table. For instance, there are domains like food quality and safety, supply chain, personalized nutrition, on the agriculture side, on the product development side, robotic and automation, and sustainability and waste reductions. These are some of the key domain where AI is being highly used, and for that there are certain key skill sets which are being mapped, and a student who is aiming to go into a food industry internship which is particularly dedicated to the artificial intelligence should go for such kind of a skill sets. Maybe at a preliminary stage, something they can look out for. There are companies which are very very deep into such kind of involvement, so I have listed them as well. And in the end, I have also listed the industry internship role which one can aspire for if they want to go for AI related courses. After that, I have also kind of listed down what are different internship programs which is available across food and beverage sector in India. Again, this is a list which I have kind of compiled through search on the internet. Company like Nestle, Tata Consumers, ITC, then government agencies like MOFPI, FSSAI, and IFTAM, they provide different duration of internship program. While this list is not full, there are a lot of other areas and a lot of other industries which continue to provide the food industry internships. The student should aim for it at the right time. The details, eligibility criteria, everything is available on their website. Student can definitely go visit them, check out at a regular interval, and find whenever they can apply to it. This is not only the end. Besides that, students should also look for connecting with the industry expert on different platforms. Maybe LinkedIn is something which student can always aspire for, connecting the right industry contacts. But besides that, there are different workshops and the seminars which continue to happen. There are different events that continue to happen at different forums. I always advise students to go to those workshops and events, and to kind of meet industry people, get to know them, and always be very bold and upfront in asking for industry internship support. Because sometimes if you are not visible, things don't come to you. So you have to be visible, and you have to come across, maybe kind of market yourself, and kind of explain your interest areas to them, and definitely things works out. So to summarize, I was very quick in this presentation, but to summarize, internship is a foundation for a professional success. It helps bridge the academia and industry. It gives you a lot of comprehensive learning experience. It gives you a structured mentorship program, which kind of help you nurture your career aspirations. And definitely, with all these things in place, you can have a very good career success if you have a strong foundation to early internships. And internships not only restricted to industry, it can also be in the government agencies or in the academia itself. A student has to find their interest very early on their career, and maybe go through different stages of learning, and then come out with a proper understanding of where they want to go ahead with their career. So with that, I put my presentation on the end. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I was very quick because I wanted to take some of your questions, and wanted to kind of interact with you. So I end my presentation at this point. If you have any question, please feel free to shoot. Thank you so much.
Yes, now the participants, you can put your question in the chat box. Okay, or you can unmute yourself and speak directly to Dr. Rohit. Ask your questions. Fine. Yes, please, if you have any, if participants, any of the participants, you have any queries, you can ask. Students, if you want any help or assistance regarding your internship, how should you approach to the industries, how should you look for a right kind of industry and right internship job or which you are. So if any type of things, if you want, please open your mic and you can speak or you can write in the chat box. Dr. Upadhyay, he has already summarized important points and very valid point he has told you. That is, obviously, there is you. it is the internship if you do in the industry, and it makes you a complete perfect professional persons, because in the laboratory, in the lab or in the classrooms, etc., whatever is taught, and when you go and practice that in the industry with your own hands, it gives you strength. It gives you that you can learn. Yes, it gives you confidence, and when you approach for any interview and all those things with that confidence, it really pays you. So it's very nicely all important point, major points he has summarized in a very short time. And the idea is that we should have more and more lively interaction.
Yeah.
Please.
So those online, please feel free to ask your question, post your questions. If not now, maybe you can always approach me on LinkedIn. I'm available. Happy to help you on your internship journey. Any help that you need, any support you need on guidance, mentoring, feel free to post your
There,
queries there as well.
there is one message has been put from Hari Prasanna. What are the skills required to get high salary as fresher and opportunity for food tech in abroad countries? Good. You tell Rohit.
Well, so Hari Prasanna, you seem to be quite a sharp shooter, huh? You bang on the target, like a very high salary for a fresher and then opportunity for food tech in abroad countries. Maybe I will take the second one first, the opportunity for food tech in abroad countries. There are, in fact, if you look at the portfolio of the food universities, food related universities in abroad, they have a very good setup of industry academia, linkage programs. Students tend to work as an apprentice for a year or maybe more. So they are more learning based programs there. And as an Indian students, I mean, the way to kind of go into abroad is, I mean, not very direct. Maybe you need to find some opportunity, some way of first get into those foreign universities, and then it becomes a very easy path. The reason being because when you are an intern, a lot of industry might not be, might not wanting to support your visa and other thing while you're still in India. But if you choose another route, like you take up some programs in foreign universities, go there, study for some time, you get a direct entry there. So that way, I think it seems to be more easy. Coming to high salary for a fresher, I mean, it is very unlikely unless and until you are working in a company like Google, Microsoft. So they are your internship amount can run in even crores, and you will
And,
get a
and that too if you are a IT graduate,
and that you are an IT graduate.
software
So
and all those things.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but definitely, you can aim for the high, initial salary. But for that, I think you need to have a very good skill sets. You need to demonstrate that. So unless and until you have those skill sets, it is highly unlikely you get a very good, salary or high salary as a fresher. But I think a student in very very early stages of their career don't aim for a very high salary. Rather, they should aim for a platform to rise, platform to learn and upskill themselves. And once you have spent a good amount of time, maybe one at least 3 years, I would say, then you will have a very good jump. The career progression happens, flat, and then it is inflected. So maybe have a mindset of first learning the right skill sets, equip yourself with the right tools. The salary will follow.
Yeah, this here, in fact, for the salary, you see, that is what Rohit in his presentation he told earlier, that you have to sell yourself, you have to present
Yes.
yourself. If any industry finds value in it, I think then salary, your job is done. Salary will not be a problem. Whatever you ask, they will give, industry will give. Academic institutions, maybe because they are bound by certain rules, regulations, etc. But in a industry, whether it is a food industry or any other industry, just only thing what you have to do, you have to prove your worth to the industry. And if the
Yes.
industry understand that now this fellow is the right person for our job, and they will pick you up and they will whatever you ask. they will give you. But at the same time, you have to be prepared. You have to deliver the good. If
That's
you
true.
don't do that, then the next day they will just kick you out also. So that it is up to you as a candidate, right? That's what you can do. Yes, I think there was some message from Swati. So she has just thanked us. Swati, would you like to ask also anything? No.
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Any other question, anyone?
I think somebody has
There is,
posted. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, please, please.
there is one question, sir. Uh,
Yes.
can a third year student do a research project?
That depends. That is the third year student, that undergraduate student he is asking about. Na? That is the, it will depend upon the university or institute where you are, when what is there, whether your curriculum permits or not. But there are many third year student in our, like the vacations is at 1 month, 2 months, 3 months vacation. Then they go to the various universities, various industries, and there they take also research project, short term research project for 2 months, 3 months. So basically, whether a third year student, undergraduate student is allowed for a research project, etc., or not, that depends upon the curriculum. In fact, in our IIT for BTech third year students, they need to go undergo courses, etc. So normally, that during the semester period, the research project is not encouraged. However, they are permitted, because in our IIT, in fact, there is a 3 months vacation during summer period. So in that 3 months, many of them they go to universities abroad, as well as a reputed industry within the country as well as abroad. And of course, that is now in the name of internship. That is a research internship they undertake, and they also get funding for that from the universities, etc. And do the, but for that, because they know that the time is limited, it is 3 months period only, so the topic also accordingly has to be selected. Even many students, that is, they suppose a vacation starts in April, so they are planning to go in April. So from December itself, or from 5 6 months prior, they will start writing, communicating. So many a times they get this consent and do the preparatory homework, etc., well in advance before they go and undertake the actual experiment in the industry. Or and the same is also for fourth year in our institute. We provide, that is one course, it is some time is allotted for a research project in the fourth year students. So that is, but it is mainly, that is not, but in many other universities also it is not many. So that depends upon your university's curriculum, etc. That's all. Okay, Ajra, it is fine. Thank you. Okay, if there is any, Sichna, could you please show the skills slide once again, where you have segregated the skills based on the job role in food industry? Rohit, it is for you.
Yeah, sure. I will do that. Give me a second.
So I think, let me acknowledge formally that I am telling you, calling you by name Rohit. Rohit, many people might be thinking that sir is calling Rohit sir as Rohit, but let me tell everybody that Rohit is my PhD student, and he has been one of the brightest PhD student in my team, and he has done very good work when he during his PhD programs, as well as post PhD also. He has done in many reputed industries, as well as some academic issues as well, like even General Mills. Now he is in ITC, Tata, etc. Okay, Rohit, it is to you.
Yeah.
Over.
No, thank you so much, sir, for this. It means a lot. I think if you are referring to this slide, I just wanted to confirm, because this is where I showed the key skill sets which is required specifically for the AI related internship in food industry.
Sir, I have a question.
There's
Yes.
the since there's the same.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, as of now you said कि fourth year में last semester में जो project रहता है,
Uh-huh.
sir we को भी है like
Okay,
second semester.
we'll take your wait. We'll take your question first. Let this which is Sinchana.
Okay, sir.
She wanted some skills slide. Is it the slide same which is being shown on the
Yes,
screen?
sir, I got it. Thank you, sir.
You got okay, okay.
Okay.
Any specific
Thanks.
point you wanted to ask?
No, sir, nothing, sir. I just
Okay,
wanted to know the skills.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you.
Then right. Then now you tell who is speaking. You please tell your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, as of now my plan is to like proceed to the research area, like doing M.Tech in the future. But
Uh-huh.
ये समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि जो लास्ट सेमेस्टर होगा उसमें इंटर्नशिप करें या फिर रिसर्च एरिया में जाएं, और
देखो
का
इंटर्न
इंटर्नशिप क्या है?
अब तुम्हारा व्हाट इज योर दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग यू डिसाइड दैट आफ्टर योर डिग्री व्हाट इज योर एम कि आप रिसर्च में रहना चाहते हो और यू वांट टू गो टू योर एम यू वांट टू डेवलप योरसेल्फ एज ए इंडस्ट्री प्रोफेशनल सो उसी हिसाब से आप प्रोजेक्ट यहाँ लो या रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट लो या इंडस्ट्री इंटर्नशिप लो द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट इफ यू सपोज you want to go for after your that is studies if you want to go for academics I do PhD and do research become research scientist professor etc then obviously it will be advisable that you go for some research internship research project in the industry also you can go and take something sort of research related topic and then that will be better but if you want that is okay after doing your BTech or MTech if you want to go and serve in the industry as a production manager or such other quality controller all the things so better you try to in your project also you take a similar type of project and try to learn those skills so that depends you first decide that yes where you want to go what type of skills you want to develop in yourself and then work for that I hope
Yeah.
is it
Yes,
clear to you Ekta? Okay. Then there is, I think, from Sri Lakshmi, how can students make the most of a short internship to gain maximum industry exposure?
Exposure, yeah. No, it's a very good question because many a time when the student come, they have a very few months in their hands. For instance, when a BTech guy comes to internship, they typically have 4 months of the time and 4 to 5 months of the time, which is relatively short, I would say. But there are cases when student come for 2 months also, and in that time period, they get to only kind of visit the facility, get to know what is happening. But I think to gain maximum of the industry exposure, you need to make sure that you are talking to people there, because once you are in an industry, you have full freedom to go and speak to subject matter expert, people who are your supervisor, mentor, your colleagues, or maybe your superiors. Because if you are not doing it while you are in an industry internship, you are losing out on many opportunities and many new learnings. People will The industry people will not come to a student and tell and share your experience. There are very few people who will do that. Student has to irrespectively go. That I always recommend to student to come to me or to come near my vicinity in the industry. I always tell them, go speak to people around you, learn the experiences, talk to them what they are doing, why they are doing, any specific case study if they can share. So that actually help gain maximum during your industry internship. And as an internship, when you are doing work, you are given a very small project or maybe a part of a small project, so your exposure area quite be a limited one because you are very very focused there. But you don't want to lose out of those opportunity of talking to people. So please make sure that you continue to do that and maximize. That is my sincere submission on this question. I hope that clarifies you. Still, if not, then you can ask or you can post a question.
I think that is exactly you have. There is, in fact, not only in industry, in the even
Yeah.
if you are going to a university or some working with the professors, many a times professors they do not So you have to be that you have to interact with all the scholars who are working in the laboratory, with other staff, and you have to find time. Then you go to the professor, discuss with him. So that's what it depends again on the individual candidates. That is,
Yeah,
see, when you are going, either you are going in a good academic institution or you are going in the industry. So basically, you are going in a ocean of knowledge or ocean of opportunity, and that is your mind is a little bucket. So you have to see now that how you have to fill your mind with that knowledge, with that opportunity, with that the skill, whatever where you are going. So it is up to you.
yeah.
हाँ, चला
Stud-
कि
Hmm.
हाँ, yes.
I think one thing that I have realized that students sometimes feel shy in
हाँ,
reaching out to the experts. I think that is that should not be a limitation, because rather it should be a strength, because nobody is judging you when you are an industry intern going into food industry. People would see you as somebody who is here to learn new things. This is how the things has been. Maybe
yes,
they are not directly interacting with you. You have to go and speak to them, and you have to find the way to speak to them, whether it is through understanding uh, a very simple concept, or maybe finding a common interest area that both of you know. You need to trigger a talk, and once you trigger a talk, many things happen.
yes.
So you need to maybe catch up with the coffee on in on a morning breakfast or in the evening, and just get to along with them. They will share their knowledge. Very few deny it, maybe because of their work pressure or they are too busy. But if you continue to approach without any hesitation, you will learn a lot.
And you approach with the submission, that is, and
Yes.
that is, you show your eagerness, that is, you want to
Yes.
learn. And if you are able to express this thing that you want to learn, definitely the people will help you and they will train you. And that is how in fact many industries, when the people, students go for internship in 2 3 months, most of them, the industry, while they are giving you an topic to work, at the same time they are judging you, that is your
Yeah.
potential. So if they find that yes, you are a worthy persons and they are, you are good for them, so after internship they provide a job also. And
That's true.
in most of the cases our students, they are getting job like this. Wherever they go for the internship, after internship they come, do complete their remaining coursework or project, etc., and then they get again job in
Yeah.
many of the cases, most of the cases in the same industry. So that is how. So you, if you go with this that attitude, even many times professors also, if you go with a professor, and most of the professor nowadays they are having some research project, etc., and if you go for 2 months 3 months and do a good job, so obviously professor would like to retain you for that higher studies and other things, if the professor find that you are a worthy candidate and you are a good material and you can do give a good output. So obviously, because
Yeah,
so
exactly. You need to be, quite convincing and keep pushing yourself, huh?
yeah,
Rather than staying at the backside.
yeah.
So there are few more questions regarding scholarships and internship opportunities. I think there is a question here. There is a student who is doing a master's degree and want to do an internship, and would like to know what are the criteria and eligibility. So for that, I'll tell you one simple thing. You are living in the age of AI now. Everything is accessible to you, all the information in ready to use format. I would strongly encourage use the AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and XYZ Copilot, and just try to give a prompt command onto that. Please help me find food industry internship programs. I'm this student. I would like to get ready for internship on this period. Uh, it gives you all the options, and in fact, you can utilize it to develop your plan, proposal, and how to approach. So things are much easier compared to those which were earlier. So please feel free to use those tools and technologies, and you will get a lot of information. For company like Tata, yes, the internship opens for a particular window. I think it was recently open, and I think it will still be open. I have also prompted in my presentation. It's typically it runs for 8 to 10 weeks, Even Nestle does it. Their program called Nestle Nestonship programs. So you just need to be, a bit vigilant and proactive in finding those, and you can crack it. You need to be well ahead of your plan. At least 6 months in advance, you should start searching for all these internship scholarships that you plan to do. And any point of time, you can always contact to industry professional through LinkedIn, which is a good platform to kind of engage with them, understand if there are internship programs available, or are there any R&D openings available with them, which allow students, interns, to come up and do some projects, which is always the case. Don't always go for just don't imagine always for the top tier companies. Always, keep in mind that there are companies which are on the mid side as well, on the lower side of spectra as well. All of them give you the good opportunity to learn. So you just make sure you have a full spectrum of industry with you, and you have the full details available with you. Use the AI tool to the maximum, and you will get through it.
I think there's Bhanu Kumar. Bhanu Kumar, he has done BSc Agriculture and doing MTech in food processing technology. He wants that yes, whether his BSc Agriculture degree will create some problem. I, I don't think so. That it depends upon in a food company. They want the knowledge. They in an industry. Maybe if you go to academic institution and if you want to go become an assistant professor after masters and PhD assistant professor in an engineering institution, there they may find because they want undergraduate degree also in the engineering. But if you go to industry, industry doesn't. These things doesn't matter. In the industry, what matter is that is your knowledge.
Yes.
If they find that in that particular industry area subject like whatever, suppose you are going for a bakery industry or snack food industry. So if you have sufficient knowledge in the bakery industry, in the snack food industry, irrespective whether you are BSc agriculture or BSc pure science or BTech engineering, etc., that doesn't matter for them. They will take you definitely because for them priority is that their job, whether you are able to do that, whether you have necessary skills and knowledge to which fits in their domain.
Yeah.
That is what is important for
Exactly.
the industry. So
To
if
add to the sir's point, I mean, you need to find the fitness, the fitment for the role,
okay,
and any industry that you are approaching, first try to also investigate what does this industry do, what are the key competencies or skill sets that this company hires for. All this information is available online now. You can go through their LinkedIn profile. You can see what kind of a people work there. Look at their profile, what they have done in their career, how does they have progressed over the through their career progressions. So just try to understand those things and also learn what are the key skill sets these people have, and how they do it. Contact them, talk to them. I'm sure, if you hit at least 10 people, at least 3 to 4 will reply for
yes,
sure. And that is your ultimate aim. Students are not doing it, so at least you should start doing it. And all the knowledge that you gain during your academic years is fundamental, I understand, but you have to convert it into a practical knowledge through different ways. This is not a time which was like a 10 years back or a decade back. It's AI time. You have everything available. You can do whatever you want. Just skill yourself. So you need to find the right fitment. There is a question from somebody like a chemical engineer have equal opportunity in food industry. Yes, it does. Food industry, in fact, is a domain which is open to all. कोई भी आ सकता है. It gives respect to everyone. It's an interdisciplinary field. You will find mechanical engineers, chemical engineer, microbiologists, food scientists, food chemistry professionals, everyone working, flavor technologists, sensory professionals, even medical doctors, nutritionists, they are working there. So it's a field that is for all, open for all.
electrical engineer, electronics
Yes,
engineers, computer
everyone.
scientist, and all those
And
computer
now
engineers, they are
data
all
engineers, digital scientists, they are taking over everyone. So uh,
it is
it's for all. Hmm.
interdisciplinary. It's better to stop at a bachelor degree in food technology, or should a student also pursue a master's for better career opportunities? I think in the better career opportunity again in which field? If you want to go in an industry are in a academics. So if in academics you want, so you have to go for higher degrees, MTech, PhD. But if you want to uh, develop yourself in the industry, so after BTech, I think you can. By the time you that also will depend that from where you have done BTech. Okay, sometime because nowadays there has been mushrooming of the food technology colleges, etc. That is, they have opened the degree and they even faculty also with due regards to everybody. Not many universities either. There are many universities who are giving degree program, whether they do not have a sufficient infrastructure, they do not have good faculty, but it is going on. So you have to see that if you have done a undergraduate degree from such an institution, so it is better that you do master's degree from a good institution, so where you can have some reputed institution where you can have some knowledge. All right, but if you are able to have sufficient knowledge in your BTech itself and you want to go to industry, I think you should go for that. There is no need for wasting time for PhD or master's degree if you want to develop yourself as a industry professional.
Yeah,
But in industry also, if you want to go for a research job in because
exactly.
many good industries they are also having R&D section. So in the industry, if you are want to become a R&D scientist, so obviously your masters and PhD will be
Yeah.
needed there.
Just to add to Sir's point, I mean, if you're very strongly convicted that have a strong conviction in your mind that you want to go into the food industry professional by hook or crook, or you want to have a career in food technology in industry, just go for it after your BTech. There is no stopping for you. But in case you want to go for a master's and then want to go back into the food industry, or want to do PhD and go back into the food industry, there is an equal opportunity. Probably you would be more research suited person, as Sir said. you know you can start your career in R&D, you can continue to build there, and then go to cross functional domains as your career progression happens. But yeah, going into the masters, which is one way, a step level game, where you develop another level of expertise, and it is also expected that you have a good sense of research, right? So in MTech programs or in masters programs, you have a full 1 year dedicated time which is given for research kind of activity. Utilize that time very, very effectively. BTech student get to work for only for 6 months, maybe if they work for 6 months in multiple years across their so they will get a good chance. But as an MTech student, it is expected that you continue to build on that. So utilize that knowledge very effectively, and you will find a lot of opportunities in R&D, India, abroad, both. And a lot of multinational companies are opening up their R&Ds in India now. That gives a lot of scope for people with R&D thought process, R&D thinking, to kind of join and start working there.
I think
And of
there is
course,
a
yeah.
one question from Ekta. Sir, are there any fully funded scholarship for abroad universities for doing master's? Yes, yes, yes. There are many that even in go to the European, in the German, DAT fellowships are there in the US, UK, etc. In fact, nowadays getting that masters and PhD fellowships are easier. Rather, many times postdoctoral fellowships are little bit difficult, but still in US and Canada, but Europe you can find postdoctoral fellowship. So you again that is you search in the website, you search in the LinkedIn, and there are many time now advertisement come. Even in India also, India government, DST, ANRF, they are giving many fellowships for studies abroad, and
Yeah.
there are many organizations also that is even private organizations that social works, social media organizations, and who are funding, providing funding, etc. Even today only I got some uh, invitation that is to circulate among our students. That is, they are having for female students up to 8 lakh per year full funding for universities abroad, etc. So there are many such opportunities are there, but only you have to be vigilant and you have to find, you have to search
Yeah.
for it. Advertisement comes on this
Yeah.
one.
Ekta, maybe you need to sharpen your search skills.
Yeah.
There are use AI tools. I'm telling you, you will find a lot. You will find a full detailed description of what each fellowship program is about. What is a call for the application? What are the scholarships? How to apply? all the details you will get.
आजकल तो चैट जीपीटी पर दे दो.
Yeah, use chat
You will
gpt,
get,
yeah,
at least you
you
will
will get
get.
a lot of information. Yeah.
Good, lively interaction. Good questions finally. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I think there is a one more question. Is it better to stop at bachelor's degree?
ये
I
तो
think
हो
you
गया.
have addressed it. You have addressed it. Yeah. One
So,
common theme that I'm seeing, that student is very, very engaging, and they want to know, what are the fellowship, scholarship opportunities available to them, how to apply. So, uh, this can be taken up as a next step maybe, but I would also encourage students to use AI tool effectively, right? Everything is available.
AI tool, and particularly for foreign universities, if they want to
yes,
go, that depends upon that is, yes, again you have to go and search the websites of the universities. So in the website that you go to the search faculty, and faculty that they are professional, that is information of the faculty, and many a
yes,
times that is personal communication. You suppose again, suppose you have decided that yes, you want to go in a vegetable meat, like a protein extrusion or some related topic. So you find out that some good university, go to US universities, Canadian universities website, European universities website, and find out the professors who are working in this field. And what Rohit has earlier told, that you write to that professor, send a personal email. But only thing, you have to see that your email should be very short and crisp. You need not to write history and all those things.
yeah,
Just you have to write in a very one or two sentences, because the professor to whom you are writing, he may not have such time. First thing, attractive some subject itself. You write some attractive words so that the professor reads that, and once he reads that, in one or two sentences you write about yourself, what skills you have, particularly professional skills and technical skills, and how best you fit into the professor's job. How can you best you deliver, you give your novel ideas, innovative ideas in that field. So definitely that if it clicks. And in our IIT, that is several students in from my laboratory also, as well as BTech students, they have done in the similar way, and I think they have a success rate about have been 99%, 100% success rate in that way. They will write to 5, 10 professors, definitely one or two professor will again. And many a times there is those professors, so as you write that you are writing from IIT Kharagpur like that, so professors know they will write back to us, even the student doesn't know that as, but that professor which you have written, that professor will write back to the known professor from the universities, and they will get feedback from you and then communicate, and is done how. So many times this works with personal communication and all those things. So you have to
yeah,
again. Yeah, nowadays students are doing PhD directly without doing MTech after BTech. Is this better to do PhD directly? Yes, yes, there is no harm. In fact, no harm. In fact, IIT also permits BTech after BTech or PhD. But in most of the institutes, whatever theories, etc., what are the subjects, they are being taught in MTech. That during PhD program also, that knowledge, that courses in this way or that way, they are asked advised to study those courses, so that there is no much knowledge gap between a BTech, MTech, PhD, and BTech direct PhD. So it is becoming trend. No, nothing harm that one can go for directly. But in fact, in our IIT, that is BTech, obviously that one should have a very high CGPA, that is more than 8 or 8.5 out of 10. Then they may be only allowed. Otherwise, if you are having BTech 6 CGPA and you want directly for PhD, they may. Or BTech, you have some industry experience, then also the PhD is allowed. So that depends upon. There is no problem. Ananya Rai, what she writes, sir, I have completed graduation from agricultural engineering. I want to know which is the best food processing technology or food processing and engineering for me. So, this is in fact, Ananya, what you want to know? Can you just open your microphone and speak. What do you mean by food processing technology and food processing and engineering?
I think maybe the student want to
हाँ नहीं,
understand,
ठीक है. I
yeah,
could have, but I wanted to hear from her itself.
yeah,
Okay. Food technology and food engineering. There is many times, although these are the synonyms word, the same thing. In one case, that is there is some engineering background, more engineering knowledge is given, and sometimes some more science. But when we talk about technology, it is the science-based engineering.
yes,
That is the technology. And it is better, that is wherever you want to go, food processing technology or food processing and engineering, that is almost, because you see that is a food science that is I teach here in to my undergraduate and postgraduate BTech student also. That is the food technology such a subject, that is where the person, if you want to become a good food technologist or you call food scientist, the same our people after doing MTech from IIT, they go and do MS in food science from US.
yeah,
Emerson. So the same sort of courses they are taught. So it is immaterial. Some universities are giving degree engineering based degrees. Some universities are giving science based degrees. Some are giving technological based degree. But the three things are very important. That is, you see, in food technology, chemistry, microbiology, or engineering. All these three knowledge is very important. Like if you want to manufacture a product, if you want to improve its qualities, if you want to increase its shelf life, then here you have to have sufficient engineering skills, all right, backed with the microbiology. That is preservation. If you want the how to stop microorganism, how to, so, and then microbiology is dictated by the chemistry. So that is, you have to understand that is what is the chemistry of the food, what are the various microbial aspects. So you have to have a good knowledge of all these three domains, and all these three are interconnected. You cannot become a good food engineer with thorough knowledge of chemistry and microbiology.
that's correct.
चाहे आप इंडस्ट्री में रहो, चाहे आप एकेडमिक्स में रहो, कहीं भी रहो, आप प्रोडक्ट अगर बनाना चाहती हो तो खाली इंजीनियरिंग से नॉलेज से नहीं होगा कि आपको इवन यू हैव टू your machinery, your process optimization, all those things, you have to, quality is the consideration. That is, you have to test the quality, you have to make sure that process is in such a way, designed in such a way, machine is operating in such a way that it's the product quality. Because here you are dealing with the biological material. That is what we say is a difference between a food engineer and a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer. Suppose mechanical engineer is working in a factory and they are working with the lathe machine and all those things. They have set the machine and it is making some nut bolt and all those things it will do. But here in the food industry, a food engineer may not be able to do that. They may not afford to do that, because suppose, let us take one example. You are concentrating a fruit juice under vacuum. All right. So once you are going that back, you have set a particular vacuum level for evaporation that is necessary for evaporation, depending upon its solid content, etc. And once the operation is on, that is, your concentration of solid is increasing, water is going out, then you have to adjust the vacuum level in order to ensure that evaporation is continued. So you have to be here attentive throughout the process.
Yes,
अदरवाइज आपने तो सब कुछ सेट कर दिया था, अरे भाई प्रोडक्ट तो बनना था हमको ऐसा, लेकिन जो पता चला कि आपने सोचा था कुछ बनने को, बन जाएगा कुछ, और वो खाने के बाद यहाँ डायरेक्टली देयर में बी सम अदर प्रॉब्लम. तो यू हैव टू बी, so
yeah,
one you have to have a sufficient knowledge of all the three domains: microbiology, chemistry, and engineering sciences. I think it is okay. No, I am pursuing food. Good. I think we have a good discussion. So if there are no more questions, so can we stop now, Rohit?
yeah, sure, sir. I think it's very healthy and interacting with students, a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So it's a very,
Good.
happening platform.
If anyone more, just we will wait our 1 or 2 minutes. Otherwise, In fact, it would have been better. We would love that if you can open your video, you can open your audio and
Speak directly. Yeah.
speak directly. So that
I will
further,
also get to know the students, who
yeah,
are
yeah,
asking questions, and that way is also one way of interacting.
yes. तो रोहित ने कहा था ना कि साई मत बनाओ, और यहाँ पर if you are saying here, you are not able to.
Yeah, that's why I was very fast in my slides. I thought 15-20 minutes mein I'll wrap it up, and then we'll have more of interaction time.
But we had it. There is a good
Yes.
impression.
Yeah.
So I think that now can request that is Spandana.
Yes, sir.
I think there are no more questions, so we can go for the final ritual formal.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Upadhyay, sir, for such an interacting and insightful session. Your thoughts on innovation and importance of internship has given us a valuable perspectives on how students and young professional can prepare themselves for a successful career in a food science and technology. A heartfelt thanks to Professor Mishra sir for his constant support and leadership, which make it possible to organize such an impactful session for nurturing future ready professional. I would like to thank all the participants for joining us and making this session engaging and meaningful. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you, Spandana. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
It was
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
Nahid.
again. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. It was very informative and well organized talk. And I think they have this proceedings have been recorded, so they will upload it in YouTube, our academy's YouTube
Sure, sir.
portal, in a few days after, maybe after doing some editing, etc. Wherever some, if needed. I think they have permission, your permission for that.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, sir.
Right.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Bye bye.
rest of the day. Bye. Bye, everyone.